Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad Lone Wolf, and today you're joining me in my kitchen for a little bit of an experiment. Now, as some of you know, I have in the past made my own methylated spirit fired stoves, or alcohol stoves if you will, and some have been successful, some have not been as successful. There have been videos on them before, which obviously you'll find somewhere in the playlist. I wanted to try another homemade methylated alcohol fuel powered stove today with a slightly different design, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. But I'm going to do it as scientifically and as fairly as possible to a standard Trangia burner, which many of you have probably seen in the past. As many of you know, I have a love-hate relationship with methylated stoves, methylated powered stoves. There will be a video later on as to why that is, and a comparison between gas and petrol powered stoves as well. But I'll switch the view. I'm going to switch the view now. I'm going to show you the design of the stove that I've made. Please bear in mind that it is still rough and ready. It's not finalized. It is just an idea that I had in my head, and I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we will find out. And also bear in mind that I have also put it through its first firing, just so I can get rid of any impurities that were left within the cans. So change the view and I'll show you the design of this stove. Back in a second. Okay, so this is the stove, and as you can see, it's just an ordinary chopped tomato can, and inside I've actually got well, in this case it's actually a small condensed milk can on the inside. You'll probably be able to see that I've drilled holes around the top, but you probably can't see the holes I've drilled in the bottom as well. If you look carefully in the can, in the evaporated milk can, you should be able to see the holes drilled in at the top of the milk can as well. Now, as I say, the holes have still got burrs on them. This is still very rough and ready. I don't know whether this is going to work. So the idea being, if it doesn't work, I haven't lost a lot of hours or work hours actually making it neat and tidy. Whereas if it does work, then it's not going to take me too much time to tidy it up. Right, the idea behind this, it's actually based on a similar type of stove. I say similar type of stove. It's actually based on a similar idea for a wood gas stove, in that oxygen is drawn in from the bottom. It's heated up between the walls of the two cans, and then as it comes out the top and is ignited, because it's preheated, theoretically it doesn't use as much fuel as just an ordinary burner. I don't know if it's going to work, so this is very much an experiment, and you're going to be here as well to witness it. Now, I am going to change the view of the camera completely so that we can so you can see a little bit better. But in order to make this as fair as possible, I've got a standard Trangia burner there, which we'll be comparing it a bit against, and I will be using that as the measurement. I know it doesn't look like a lot, and it really isn't a lot, but it should be enough to give us an idea of whether this burns more efficiently and whether it actually works or not. Like I say, I don't know if it will work, but I'm going to find out. Right, completely changed the camera view now, and we'll get on with this experiment. Okie dokie, so you can see that I've changed the view of the camera completely, and I'm now going to set up both of these stoves. You can also see that I've put a tea towel down to absorb any mess that I spill, if I spill any. Right, there's one. There's two. Meths over there. Might have to put a little bit more meths in the Trangia burner, just because it seems like it's absorbed all the way. Right, let's start this. Let's get this going then. No, that's fine. And both are now going. Obviously I'm going to speed up the camera, I'm going to speed up the footage here, not going to leave you waiting and watching an actual video or in real time. Don't worry about the Trangia is still lit. It looks like it's gone out, but trust me, it's still lit. So here we go. Okay, so that is the Trangia burner itself. Just about out of fuel now. Just about. Yeah, in fact, it's gone out. And as you can see, the homemade stove is still burning. Still got some fuel in there, but it's not much. It's not got much fuel left. In fact, it'll probably be burnt out in, let's say, just over 2 minutes, maybe less. So, as it stands right now, the homemade stove with the same amount of fuel is more efficient. Not by much, but it is more efficient. However, that's obviously not... Efficiency is one thing that a stove needs. The other thing that a stove needs to be able to do is obviously boil water. Now, the standard Trangia burner is well known as... And there we go, it's just gone out. Standard Trangia burner, as we know, takes between 15 and 20 minutes to boil a litre of water. That's from that's with a full burner's worth of fuel. I'm going to let these cool down. I'm going to let the homemade stove cool down, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to light it up again, this time with maybe four of them, and see how long it takes to boil a litre of water. So I'll be back in a second once that's cooled down, and we'll carry on. We'll get on with the water boiling time. Okay, so the stove is now cooled down, and I'm going to be putting in four of these. should really measure how many milliliters this is, but right now it doesn't really matter. 4. Let that settle down a bit. Okay. So let's see how long this takes to boil a litre of water. Don't think. Alright, yeah. So that's 1. Give me a second. Right, so a little bit of a problem with the stove. Put the pan on top and it's actually snuffing out the flames. So just as a quick remedy, I've grabbed a couple of knives to go on the top. Hopefully that should be enough to keep the flames going. Yeah, just about. That's fine. Right. See if we can get a litre of water going. Keep lifting the pan off just to make sure the flame hasn't gone out. Okay, just going to move the knives up slightly. Some of the thicker part is on the edge of the can there. It's a bit higher up. If this keeps snuffing out every time, or almost snuffing out every time a pan goes on top of it, then it's failed as a stove. Okay, I'm going to be honest, guys. I think, I'm going to be completely honest. I think as a stove idea, this could work. Just needs a little bit more refining. The reason I say I think it could work, we saw it was a little bit more efficient overall than the Trangia burner on just a single fill of fuel. As soon as I put the saucepan on though, it kept snuffing itself out, which means it's probably not, which well means it does mean it's not getting enough oxygen into its system. So I won't abandon this stove just yet, or this stove concept just yet, but I will come back to it at some point. See if I can refine it. If it, as I say, it is an experimental stove. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I haven't lost anything. It's only a couple of cans after all. So yeah, keep an eye out for another video, hopefully where I improve this even more. And yeah, thanks for watching. It is appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.